Hi, it's John, and welcome to the channel. Great to have you along. It is 6:09 p.m., April the 23rd. You're going to be seeing this on the 24th early in the morning. I do have my big blue mug of coffee, enjoying it tonight. It is tasting oh so sweet. And as you can see, I've got my Wexit hat on today because this is some big news, folks. We want you to share this with as many people as possible. If you're in Alberta, let people know about this. And I'd like to welcome to the channel once again, Jivan Mangat, who is the interim leader of the Wildrose Independence Party of Alberta. Jivan, great to have you here today with some exciting news.
Yes, John, this is very exciting for me and for others. And thank you for inviting me onto your channel and speaking about this event that we will be holding on May the 3rd.
So let me ask you, how long have you been involved in the independence movement, Jivan, before we give people all the details on what's happening on the 3rd of May?
Well, not to give my age away, but
No?
I've been, thinking about independence since Trudeau introduced the National Energy Program in 1982.
Mhm.
And I've never, ever thought politically until at that point, because I just finished university. And Pierre Trudeau introduces this horrific policy that totally favors Quebec and Ontario, mainly Quebec, trying to kill the industry in Alberta. And in 1982, when he introduced the program and the export taxes started to kick in, the companies left within a week. They went back to the U.S. They said it's too expensive doing business here. We can make more money in the U.S. Massive unemployment in Alberta at that time. People sold their homes for $1. I mean, who does that? Which head of state tries to destroy the economic engine of their country unless
Mhm.
they hate the people?
Well, I wasn't in Alberta at the time, but I know I've been here for the last 10 years, 12 years now, and the Liberal Party has been strangling our province and put us in the situation we're in right now. I think with Donald Trump, I put the blame on them. We wouldn't be at the whim of Trump in the United States right now if it wasn't for the Liberals. And a big part of that has been strangling our oil and gas, our industry, and sucking the lifeblood out of Alberta to feed the rest of the country. So I haven't been involved in this very long. I've said on this channel, Jivan, a number of times that Alberta independence is closer than you think. May 3rd must be a huge day for you. Tell us what's happening that day.
We are holding a rally for independence at the Alberta Legislature in Edmonton
Mhm.
at 1 p.m. Hopefully we get to start on time. And we're hoping before 3 o'clock it's over. Maximum time we're allowing ourselves is an hour and a half. And we're just spreading the word starting today. We just got our speakers lined up and we just made our poster announcement. So we're spreading it out on social media, hopefully to get, as maybe 600 people there, which will be great. And in my opinion, no matter who wins, Pierre Poilievre could win, but it will not change anything for Albertans. We will be burdened with supply management, with equalization payments, with bilingualism, with no triple E Senate. Any policy the Liberals introduce, and the Conservatives have to cater to the Laurentian elites to stay in power. Otherwise, there'll be a very short term for them, and it could be a minority government.
I would think that independence is closer if the Liberals get in again, seeing what I just mentioned about the last 10 years. So I think probably, and we don't want to wish the worst on the rest of Canada because I think the Liberals are going to be a nightmare for them. But certainly it will be independence will be closer if the Liberals get in again. Would you agree with that?
Oh, much so. And, if, and people are waiting for that. People in Alberta are seeing if the Liberals get in power, a paradigm shift could occur. I mean, polling is always, the last few months have been showing 25 to 30%. Rachel Emmanuel Parker on her YouTube channel headed up to 40%
Mm-hmm.
on her polling, which is very high. I mean, you didn't even see that in the early 80s. Gordon Kessler, when he won, was the first independent MLA. I believe at that point it was maybe up to 30%. So we're garnering momentum, and this is one of the ideas that, this is why we're having the rally, is to ensure this movement, this momentum keeps on and on. And, maybe the momentum will be a little less if Polyev gets elected. It's going to be a lot more if the Liberals get elected, because people have seen the policies they've introduced since 2015. It's so damaging. Like, why do that? It baffles me. The only way is get them out. Let's get on independence, and we can be in control of our own destiny.
So who's going to be there that day? Who is speaking?
Other than you and me, okay. So
well, let me just say, I thank you very much. I will be the master of ceremonies for the day. So thanks very much for asking. I'm pretty excited about that. Who else is going to be there?
And thank you for accepting the invitation, John. That is
my pleasure.
Very kind of you. And I know people will give up their time on that Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We have David Laskowski speaking. David has been a political activist since 1982. He was an area coordinator with the Reform Party and was the national vice president of the Canadian Alliance Party, which was a forerunner to the Reform Party.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the interim joint council of the Conservative Party of Canada, and as the co-chair of the Constitution Committee. David authored the first constitution of the new party when they merged. He will be speaking on the subject of numerous referendums in BC and unifying to achieve freedom goals in Alberta and Saskatchewan. So he's very well versed in these subjects, and long time activist. I can't wait till David speaks and delivers his words.
Okay.
And then we also have the great Michael Wagner. And Michael, as you know, is a historian, Alberta historian, has written 3 books on Alberta separation. He's the 2 books I have is Alberta Separation Then and Now. A great book, gives you the history of separation in Alberta, why it occurred, and what the failures have been in the past, and what should not fail in the future. Michael is an independent researcher and writer and a columnist for the Western Standard. He has written 3 books. As I said before, I've got 2 of them about Alberta independence. And he has a PhD in political science from the University of Calgary. He will be speaking. His topic is Canada Cannot Be Fixed. Time for Alberta Independence.
Okay. And who else?
And he's always so good, so great to hear his opinions, because I love history, and I love discovering what the past was, what happened. He is very well. He's a good expert on that. Great expert.
Okay.
Then we have Bill Jones. Bill Jones is a local Edmontonian, has lived in Edmonton forever. He is an economist, political theorist, and an entrepreneur. He has his own business. Bill has great insight on how independence should be achieved, what the pathway is, what we have to do. And he plays a game of patience, and he knows that independence is not going to be achieved overnight. Here is what we have to do. So I can't wait to hear Bill speak. I've heard him speak on a couple of occasions on different matters. Great speaker.
Good stuff.
Yes.
And of course, I mean, a lot of the stars of the day will be the people that show up. If you're an Albertan and you're watching this channel right now, the last video we did, Jivan, we had, 70,000 people watched it, which was quite amazing. But if you're an Albertan and you're interested and you can be there that day, let me know in the comments below. That would give us some idea of what the interest is in this. But we need as many people out there as possible who are interested in Alberta independence. And we want some people who are Canadians, who consider themselves Canadians as well. So we can convince you it's time to get out. What's the old saying? Those that don't learn from the past are doomed to repeat it. Well, you said it. You were back in 1982 during the National Energy Program. That's quite a pass. That's going back over 40 years. I think it's time we get a little respect here in Alberta. And Well, big change could be coming, and it's starting on May 3rd. Pretty exciting.
Yes, and John,
Yeah.
no change occurs without risk and courage.
Mhm.
And you need to have courage to think about a paradigm shift that will occur in your lifetime in this country. And I often think about pioneers that came to this great province. They built their own homes. They made sure they grew their own food, fed themselves. Some were dropped here in minus 40 weather, and
Mhm.
they had to wait out all winter before they could start their life. So, in honor of pioneers that left us this great province, we need to leave a greater province for our children and grandchildren, so they are not mired into the politics trying to satisfy the Laurentian elites. That's what we need.
So let me ask you this: will people be able to find out this information at the website? Can they do that?
So we're on our website. Yes, we should have it up tomorrow,
Hmm.
and we're passing on this announcement on social media quite a bit. We're asking as many people as possible to share the announcement. I will be sharing it tomorrow.
Hmm.
I usually like to give it a few hours before I start making big announcements.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just a little cautious that way. And I know the rest of we have a subcommittee that's worked on this. They've already started to post this. And it's a nonpartisan event, right? This is very important. I want people to hear this.
Right.
We have the speakers are from all walks of life. We're not promoting any political party, even though I'm one of the speakers.
Mhm.
But I'm speaking on behalf of independence, not on behalf of the Wild Rose Independence Party of Alberta. So will be touching on subjects as bilingualism, equalization payments, and a little bit about the Laurentian elites.
Well, I'm
Maybe
look.
past 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, I'm looking forward to it again. It's May 3rd, 1 to 3 p.m. at the legislature. I hope to see everybody there. Let's get a lot of people out there if you're interested in Alberta independence. And I know that a lot are. I went out 6, 7 years ago, and there were more than 1,000 people who popped out on a cold day in North Calgary to talk about independence. I think we should have a lot of people at the legislature that day. Jivan, thank you so much for being part of this. Thanks very much for being on the channel again. Thanks for inviting me to be there as well. And we'll talk to you again soon. We'll have you back on, okay?
Pleasure, John. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Please share this information with everybody you can, and I'll see you on the next one.